We are less than a week away from one of the biggest challenges of your career, competing for the WWF title in a match you've never competed in before. A Hell in a Cell match where you and 5 other men
Finally, The Rock has come back to New Jersey. Just as sure as for the very first time, Kevin Kelly, The Rock, stood right in this arena and called you an ugly hermaphrodite, it's as sure as this Sunday night at Armageddon, The Rock will be in hell in a cell. This is going to be the most brutal match The Rock has ever been in. The dangerousest match The Rock has ever been in. The Hell in a Cell. And it doesn't matter, Kevin Kelly, what you call it. Whether it's called a Hell in a Cell, a Rage in a Cage, Penis in Uranus, the only thing that matters is that The Rock is going in this Sunday night to do exactly what he does best, lay it to smack it down, and get back The Rock's WWF title. And the fact of the matter is this, is that The Rock knows this Sunday night he has his work cut out for him. The Rock knows he's got 5 other guys he's got to compete with. And even if The Rock has got to beat Kurt Angle, which means I'm going to drink a big glass of milk, eat some chocolate chip cookies, and then maybe I'll take 3 Viagra. Or maybe The Rock is going to face Rikishi. Beat Rikishi. I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people. I did it. Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. Or maybe even The Rock has got to beat The Undertaker, the American badass. Beat him so bad that one more time he'll raise up. Rest in peace. Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Triple H himself, which means he's got to beat the Game in the middle of the ring. And he has a $2 for a wife.
Oh, my. I can't believe he's saying this. Stephanie is not a...
And there's one left.
Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, which means I gotta get in my pickup truck, drink some Steve Weisers, listen to some Backstreet Boys.
What? Backstreet Boys?
And that's the bottom line, because the great one said so.
Backstreet Boys? Oh, Fridge Boys, maybe, but...
And one more thing. This Sunday night at Armageddon, The Rock is going to do all he can to win the WWF title. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
This is Christian Rose, Old Evil, That Damn Coyote, Moonshine, Illinois' favorite son, The Truth, The Bitter Lunatic, a man with so many nicknames even I can't remember them all, proudly representing those damn coyotes, King in the Valley, and you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Sit Down Marks podcast is set for one fall. Introducing first, your heel host that is always helping to spread the good word of wrestling, Dirty Bird. Next up, the co-host from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer, Primo. And finally, your co-host, straight out of your mama's kitchen, driver of the grip wagon, straight off a cliff, assistant editor and producer, AJ.
Episode number 71. Welcome all. Gather around. Let's talk a little wrestling, my peeps. I mean, that's why you came here anyway, and that's why we do this. So, what's going on, boys? How's everybody feeling today?
Yay!
Hey.
You know, episode 71, you know what that means. It's 1 after 70. So.
It
means
is
a whole
71.
lot of nothing. 29 till 100.
That down there, if you're watching live on YouTube right now, is my co-host AJ in his usual Chicago Cub hat. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the pod today. You better pep it up, sir. Let's go. Get in the game. Let's get ready.
Oh, I'm saving it. Just you wait.
I know
you're
you
like
are.
AJ. Shut the fuck
Peppy
up.
Longstockings.
Peppy Longstockings.
Also, 3-time Kurt Angle champion Primo. What's happening, my man?
No, Kurt's not in a safe place right now. I'm very worried.
Hello, AJ. You shut your fucking mouth, AJ.
Oh, listen to Kurt. He's got sass mouth on him
So,
now.
Because it's overheated.
Yeah, he's so hot. I'm happy to be here. Happy to talk some wrestling. Happy to get into it. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Welcome, everybody, to the best kept secret in wrestling podcast. That's right, the Sit Down Marks podcast. Forgot to say it, but thank you, T.W. Ward, as usual, for bringing us in each and every day. I want to thank our sponsors, Coastland Apparel. Go to coastlandapparel.com. Use promo code BIRDTV for 15% off of your order. And also Jet Designs, that's Jet Designs on Facebook. He is your custom die-cast maker. If you've got any custom die-cast car needs, custom diecast, he is your guy. Go check him out, Jet Designs on Facebook. I want to thank everybody listening on those let's try that again. I want to thank everybody listening on all those podcast platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify. Still just watching the shit out of that.
Apple, including
Podcast Face, Snap,
Snapple facts.
I don't even know. But anyway, botch that. Anyways, moving on. I won't botch this one, though.
If they put our QR code inside of Snapple caps.
How do you make that happen? Is Snapple still a thing?
It is. I actually bought some for my son the other day, and he didn't like it.
He's not a fan?
Well, you know how Snapple is like.
He's smart. It's gross.
You know how Snapple is like it says like apple on the outer label, but when you get it, it's like apple with like cranberry in it. It's never
Apple-ish. It's Apple product.
It's Apple product. So he wasn't having it. So, but I was like, oh yeah, I dig it. So
was he like, what is this Apple adjacent crap that you're?
We are burying Snapple right now.
We are, but
$10 Snapple.
I went and got a Slim Jim though to put it together, so it had the Snapple and snap into a Slim Jim too there. So, yeah, he wasn't a fan of Slim Jim either.
Because
Go
he's
figure,
smart,
right? It's trash.
Those are two vile substances that don't count as.
It is.
Why? It has the consistency of like a casing on the outside and then some sort of paste on the inside. I don't understand people.
It's like some greasy mush.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
right.
bush tube.
For some reason, I like it.
Fuck you, Slim Jim.
It's the casing, I guess. But, thank you, everybody listening. Also, our friends over in the UK on SportzWire online radio each and every week, Fridays or definitely Fridays and throughout the week, definitely on the weekends, sometimes in the morning. But if you're listening to one of those right now, thank you so much, and we appreciate Thomas Bryce for playing us there, SportzWire Online Radio. They've been with us since the beginning, and we really do appreciate it. Probably don't thank them enough as we should, but I definitely do like to throw them out there. So let's go, boys. Let's see what the old jukebox has for us today, man. Kick it off, Primo.
Viva la raza! I got that.
Yeah! Viva la raza!
It's a very appropriate jukety box pick for what we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Jukety box is very timely.
There was one.
I'd like to mention, as me and Dirty Bird talked about before the pre-pod talk. That's a whole nother show. You have to be a premium subscriber for the pre-pod talk.
We need a Patreon.
Go join our Patreon at sitdownmarks.patreon.com.
Pre-pod talked. We said that
you get to see my nipples.
We always get to see your nipples.
Orange Cassidy the rub last week with the Jukety box, and then he changed his music like within the hour.
It was like immediately.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. But Eddie, always a classic. I like the we lie, we cheat, we steal. That one was probably one of my favorites of the iterations. So.
I gotta say, when you get to that part this week, I marked out for it.
Oh, absolutely,
for sure.
I did too,
for sure. All right, AJ, any wrestling history today? Smell A, Mark A. Fun fact, me and AJ used to call each other Smelly Marks.
All the time.
All the time working together, and now it is morphed into the rating system.
It's the rating
Isn't it funny how a lot of the stuff from previous lives have just kind of came into the pod?
For like 10 years. It was every time... Smelly Mark.
Talked about this
sweet.
before. Yeah.
I
do want to say that, neither one of us were smelly, or at least I didn't think AJ was.
Y'all said that before. Y'all weren't smelly.
Yeah, we weren't smelly, but we're marks. So
yeah, absolutely.
AJ was with the smelly.
I smelled like fucking roses all the time. Goddamn petunias. This day in wrestling history, which is July 6th, for all you other smelly marks out here, apart from DB and I. 1983. We're going to start with 1983. Ric Flair challenges NWA World Champion Harley Race twice in one day. You guys know that?
Yeah.
First,
I did.
Did you? Yeah, that makes sense. Flair fought Race to a double disqualification in Sumter, South Carolina during a matinee event. And then later on that evening, he defeated Harley Race by DQ in Greenville, South Carolina. So he fought him twice, one day.
Yeah, AJ, what year was this again?
1983.
Okay. In 80, like double shots were unheard of. Like really, that was kind of like the start of the double shot kind of era. Like,
really?
Because it was always, wrestling was always seen on the national scale as a nighttime thing.
Yeah.
Evening when everybody's sitting down at home, and then, shows too. You wouldn't think, of a show being during the day. Yeah. And, I was 8 years old during this time, but I remember my dad talking about this, like wrestler, like Flair's going to wrestle twice on in TV, for one, it was a big deal in wrestling, man, and then I don't know if it spurned off a whole bunch of, daytime shows after that, but I can say this though. I remember my dad wrestling some daytime shows, so
that's cool. I always love hearing your dad's stories. They're always so cool.
Yeah, for whatever that reason. So yeah, but it's probably because he was putting some guy over, and then he's going to put a mask on and put him over again later.
Completely different performer in the second show.
Yes, he was.
Pretty awesome though.
Yes, he was.
We need to hear more of that.
I know.
We need to talk about that sometime.
Good. Can we just dedicate a whole show? Because I just want to listen to stories. That thing, you don't talk a lot about it. You don't tell a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, I in a nutshell, I don't have a whole lot of stories. I got a few small ones that I remember when I was little. Probably around 83, 84 is kind of when he did it. He only wrestled for like a year, but he ended up linking up with some local wrestlers that, kind of taught him the ropes and, bump. And, he was a jobber. He was a talent enhancer, enhancement, guy, back then, but, there were squash matches back then, you know what I mean? So, it wasn't like he went, 20 minutes with anybody, you know what I mean? It was
he wasn't doing Iron Man matches.
No, he come in and put some guys over and
puts Jimmy Snuka over.
Yeah. I'll save the big story for later on down the line. But yeah, he got hooked up with a guy in wrestling, and for like a couple weekends, he put him over a couple times. But I won't say who that is. I think I told it. AJ. Yeah. Now he had a couple weekend runs with Wahoo McDaniel.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Local, NWA wrestler. So, it was very brief, a couple months, and that was like, no, it's not for me. You know what I mean? But stayed. That's kind of like what spurned. Like he stayed involved with promotions after that on the business side, and doing stuff like me and AJ are doing now. Hanging flyers, putting up rings. Shows, that kind of stuff. So, it was like around like 82, 84, somewhere in there where he was, kind of doing it on and off on the weekends. And so he got, pretty cool.
It is.
But anyway,
it's awesome.
Your wrestling history, sir.
Fine. We'll go back to this garbage. In 1985, two of the all-time Hall of Fame greats faced off, and this is like a monumental, like not genre, but like sports defining match. It was Tito Santana, Arriba coming to
Arriba, yes sir.
Beat
Roll those
Greg.
R's.
Defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine for the WWF Intercontinental title in Baltimore, Maryland. This is in a steel cage match. This is the first time that a WWF championship, now WWE championship, changed hands in a steel cage and began El Matador's second IC title reign. He wasn't El Matador yet, but
right.
Steel cage match. Tito Santana and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Fuck off with your mid card back there. That's awful.
Was Tito ever a heel? He was.
Oh God, no.
Face, wasn't he? God, he was like
100%.
Yeah.
Back in 1998, this is when Dirty Bird had to walk uphill both ways to get to this particular place.
Yeah.
In the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, for a taping of Monday Nitro in front of over 41,000 fans. Goldberg pinned Hulk Hogan clean in the middle of the ring, extending his win streak and getting the WCW World Heavyweight title for the first time. Awesome. I remember it so well.
We reviewed that not long ago.
We did. But yeah, that was today.
Yeah, it was still fun, man. That's looking back now, it's one of the biggest highlights of seeing history, I guess, in wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just be there. And then in 2019, we're just going to throw this in here. Why not? Avery Taylor defeated Natalia Markov at ACW WWN Pride in Newport Richey, Florida, to become the new ACW Women's Champion.
What is ACW?
I don't fucking know.
Lovely.
What's WWN mean? What's Port Richey? I don't fucking know. It's just on my list for some reason.
World Wrestling Network, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Oh my God. Atlantic Coast Wrestling.
It's gotta be.
Oh.
All
That's
right.
what I got for
Thank you, sir.
This day in wrestling history.
What's those headlines there, Primo?
Well,
Nothing like a good news giggle.
Wrestling headlines for July 6th around the world. First off, we have Shotzi deleted her Twitter account after a bunch of shitty people that call themselves wrestling fans began to verbally abuse her over some botches that took place at Money in the Bank.
I don't know about this.
By the way, if she had bought, no matter what happened, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody does in any promotion or any person outside of wrestling or inside of wrestling. You just don't treat people like that.
No.
Don't be a shitty person.
Well said.
So that's all I gotta say about that.
People are just fucking idiots, man.
Bunch of dicks.
And social media, gives them it makes, like Mike Tyson said, it makes everybody way too comfortable to say shit that otherwise they wouldn't say to your face.
That's
they know
right.
you get fucking knocked out.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
not-
I always
I mean-
think to do.
I'm not
I-
knocking on you.
I got told a lot growing up. You know, like, don't write checks with your mouth that your ass can't cash. You know, so people don't go by that anymore because they sit behind the keyboard.
It's just. Go ahead.
I'm someone that was very small growing up, so I always had like big friends. So anytime anyone would like talk shit to me or anything, like they would immediately converge. So I had to be like, hey.
Yeah,
It's just unnecessary.
It really is. Fuck off. Like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
And who are you? Like, right?
Some fucking fatty wearing a thong
Like,
sitting on the computer.
I don't see you in there doing it
You thong wearing fatty?
in a fucking
Yeah.
pay-per-view setting in front of the world.
Yeah. Poor
Next
guy.
up, speaking of the world, via WrestleZone, MLW has signed a UK TV deal with Iozot TV on the Sky Network, and they will begin airing today.
Dope.
Nice. Pretty awesome.
They canceled their Chicago show. Anybody hear about that? AJ, hear about that?
Mm-mm.
They canceled
I
their
did not.
Chicago show, which was supposed to be next Saturday. I don't know why.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard. Never heard.
Suspicious.
Keep your ear to the street. We'll find out.
According
Alright.
to a new report from Give Me Sports, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, is currently in talks with WWE about a potential return to the company. If plans come to fruition, Fury could be back in WWE this summer. Nothing is finalized as of now, but this could line up with WWE's Clash at the Castle event that is currently scheduled to take place on September 3rd in Cardiff, Wales.
This gets the slow stroke.
Yeah, okay. That's the only place. Okay, we've already seen him do the thing.
It'd be a money grab, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, okay, he can be at Clash at the Castle. All right, that makes total sense. But no, not like we don't need him to wrestle regular, or you know what I mean?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Pass.
Yeah. Good.
Next up, if any of you watched WWE in the last week, then you would have noticed Ric Flair's "Woo" has been added back into the intro.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. Like, it was taken out for a while there, and they actually just quietly put it back in.
That's the way they do things.
Yeah. Speaking of our UFC pick from last week, Israel Adesanya, the last stylebender himself, he says he's definitely looking to jump over to WWE or professional wrestling at some point for the entertainment factor alone. And because he's always been a fan, he makes it clear that it would definitely not be a full-time thing. He would just like do like small program and like just dip his toes in. Which that's what a lot of the MMA fighters that are fans of WWE say, or wrestling in general say.
Sure. Yeah.
And lastly, via Fightful, reportedly Colt Cabana's contract was due to expire with no AEW offer for renewal. But when other members of the roster heard, several went to bat for him. This has led to Cabana being offered a role in Ring of Honor.
I like it. Doesn't surprise me. They haven't used him in months and
Yeah,
months.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
All the above, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that is your headlines for July 6th, 2022.
Thank you very much. AJ, you got a shout out for us today, I understand?
I actually do. So, a couple of days ago, someone spoke to me and they were like, you know, I saw your sticker. Our sticker was, I won't say the name of the place. It was, got stuck to.
The place that was vandalized.
It might have been.
But he was like, yeah, I saw your guys' sticker. So I'm like, I like wrestling. So he checked us out from a sticker that was stuck to a pole somewhere in the
Very
world.
cool. Yeah. I mean,
Larry, his name's Larry. So yeah, thanks for finding our sticker and thanks for checking us out. That's pretty cool. Like, I didn't think those actually worked, but hey, someone finding us from a sticker. Neat.
There you go. That's
So
awesome.
thanks, Larry.
I like that a lot.
Hey.
Bang, bang, indeed.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
I agree.
Bang, bang!
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Larry, man, appreciate you checking out the pod.
Fucking
And
God damn it.
I mean, yes, those those stickers can be put at random places because I've been known to put them in random places. Maybe AJ too. So
I need to do that more often. What would be another cool idea? It would be if we had stickers that were like they didn't actually have our logo on them. It was just like a blank sticker with just our QR code, and people were like, "Huh, what's that?" And they all have to scan it to see what it is.
Yeah. Let's be duplicitous in getting people to listen to us.
Yeah, we'll get you bastards.
You might even not know it.
All right, AJ. Let's see what you got for us today in your segment here, sir.
AJ's. You know what? I can't do this anymore. I just wanted to be a dancer. Where did my life go wrong? I'm fucking out of here. Of the week.
Well, looks like you lost your promo guy, AJ. What are you gonna do now, buddy?
I mean, I got this little wrestling guy.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I got a little Roddy Piper because I had his socks a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, robots. I get excited about things. Look, he has an axe. Look at little
Roddy. He does
Roddy.
have an axe. Is he
battle Roddy Piper?
He didn't go battle Grayskull.
Actually,
is it like a Masters of the Universe type?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I knew it.
Explain to the world what you have.
So this is a crossover Masters of the Universe WWF toy, like figurine, and it's Roddy Piper. It looks like normal Roddy Piper, and then here's normal Roddy Piper, and then now he's battle axe Roddy Piper,
flat battle axe, yeah,
with huge biceps.
Fuck yeah! Look at him go.
God darn,
he's massive.
Yeah,
it also promised me part of the packaging, highly articulated for posing power.
Oh,
and look, his little feet move. Look at him go.
Oh, he is highly articulated.
He is. Now I just need to get the entire set. So,
is this an old school item here, or is this something you found lately?
I don't know. I found it actually at CCW. One of the merch tables had a bunch of like old timey. I can't imagine this is recent. One, because He-Man isn't fucking relevant at all, and
the series might be recent though. He kind of looks like He-Man. Like he's kind of like he's shaped like him.
I broke it.
I'm old enough to remember He-Man. And there goes Roddy Piper's head.
I just broke his head. Now he's headless. I'm really kind of upset right now.
Looks like they have done several runs of this.
Oh,
there's old ones with like Randy Savage and Bret Hart and JYD, Slaughter, Piper, and then there's some with like Attitude Era Kane. There's one, and there's a newer one here with Becky Lynch.
Can you take Becky Lynch's shirt off? Because I'm currently taking Roddy Piper's shirt off. Wait for it. Now he's naked.
Naked and headless.
He doesn't have a head. Wait, hold on. Now look at it. Look at those thighs.
She's the man of W. Witterina.
Primo, as soon as I get Kurt back, they're gonna battle it out. Battle Roddy Piper here.
I thought about something I've thought about doing, but I didn't want to put that much effort into. Honestly, was stealing my daughter's Elsa dress for her doll and making it into like a Ric Flair robe for Kurt.
You have to do that now since you mentioned it.
Sure.
So now that Robot Guy quit, I don't know what I'm going to do. But here's Roddy Piper. It's clearly not the most well-made toy because look, there goes his head again.
Right.
So buy it and set it up on your computer. Right. He's got an axe and interchangeable breastplates, which are fun.
Oh.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, who don't want to change out breastplates?
I mean, yes. Look at that shit.
Does Becky Lynch come with changeable breastplates?
Goddamn right, she better.
She might.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Well, there you go. AJ's segment of the week is
apparently done.
It's over.
It's over.
I don't have
'Cause
any more.
He is headless. All right, here we go. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm the Dirty Bird, of course. It's time to talk about what we're going to talk about. We have all the WWE Money in the Bank talk reactions after last Saturday's premium live event in Las Vegas. So another month. So we're going to begin the month with Primo's picks in July and the Dropkick Discussion. And we're going to begin with his pick of the 6-man Hell in a Cell match at Armageddon 2000, which was total debauchery and, kind of like train wrecky to watch. So we'll be talking about that. Last Man Standing returns AJ versus Primo in this fun edition. I think you guys are going to like. And also all the NWA Impact and WWE happenings. And lastly, AJ and myself are getting ready to head back up to Sterling, Illinois on Saturday for the show that the Sit Down Marks have sponsored. It's called Summertime Rolls. It's a special 2 o'clock daytime show in Sterling. So we're going to be talking about that here very shortly. Thank you guys all for joining us. Let's talk some wrestling, Primo.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big Beef.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
I took his belt off.
That's
all
his loincloth. That's his loincloth.
Doesn't say thump on it, though, for some reason.
It doesn't. Those are in production. All right, so as I just previously discussed, me and AJ are heading up to Sterling, Illinois. Zawa is back. We're back with a deal with him to sponsor 5 shows coming up, all culminating to the, I guess it would be 6-year anniversary show now in Dixon coming up in November. But the first show we have is this weekend, Saturday, July 9th, presented by the Sit Down Marks podcast and others, I'm sure, but that's us. Summertime Rolls, Zawa this weekend. Let me run over some of these now, some of the card. Now the show is supposed to be outside. I don't think it's going to be bad weather, but should it be bad weather, they're going to move it inside to the Moose Lodge. But we got an outdoor show here. Anakin Murphy versus former guest on the pod, Gary J. Yeah. AJ, we know both these guys pretty well, man. Does Anakin stand a chance here?
I'm going to be diplomatic and say no, but he'll give him a good match. It won't be the 10-minute a 2-minute squash match. I think Anakin can hang for a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so, because I'm expecting a good match.
Yeah, Gary's always bringing the pain.
Yeah, I still listen to Gary's music on repeat.
Next match I got here is Chiron versus Bucky. Now we haven't seen Chiron in a little while. Bucky always solid as usual. This one could turn into a fight, I think.
I think Bucky's the most underrated performer
independent wrestler.
Yes. He's so underrated, and I think he's going to start doing stuff quite soon.
Totally agree. He needs to get more eyes on him.
Yes, he does, and he will.
Yeah, definitely. And then a nice little grudge match here. We got our boy Judd versus Pregal. This is going to be interesting.
I love Judd. He saved my bacon last time.
He sure did. All right, now this is the match I'm looking forward to. 1, Mr. Havens. He's our guy.
A pod favorite.
2, pod favorite. Yeah, and 2, he's wrestling Daisy Kill. Now, first of all, I haven't seen Daisy Kill wrestle live, so I'm happy with that. Second of all, this is a return match, I believe, here. So Mr. Havens kind of a little more on his home turf here in Sterling. So that should be an awesome match. And then to finish up, Jay Fowler, Jackson King should be good. Those damn Coyotes are there this weekend. Christian Rose has a big match this weekend too. So, man, looking forward to it, man. This is going to be it's been a little while since we've been up, man. So it's, it kind of feels like it's it's time to go back, and I'm excited to go. I know AJ is. We always have a good time up there.
Oh yeah, it's always the best. I love it up there. Love Sterling. Love the people of Sterling. Love the fans. Love everything about it. And I love that disgusting pizza that I'm excited to get another one of.
Yep. And so looking forward to that, man. It's going to be a big show up there. We thank Zeke and everybody at Zawa Live for having us. I don't think our guy Hartenbauer is on the card as of now, but you never know. He might show up. But one last plug, though, before we start talking about this show next weekend. It's time for me and AJ to go back to work next Saturday, July 16th at the Station Saloon, Iron Spirit Pro. Another big show going down. This is like our big summer show. It's going to be awesome, man. Brubaker is defending the title against Orion Starlight. The Coyotes are coming down for the first time. They're going to be wrestling technical difficulties. So just a big card there, man. So we'll be talking more about that. And also Cornboy is going to be on next week's pod too. So the most over man in Iron Spirit Pro. Seriously. You got to, yeah, seriously. No joke. Got to talk about this.
Yeah, like, seriously.
All right. So let's move on here now. Let's talk about, it looks like I am up first here with Money in the Bank just happening this weekend.
Get on it.
All right, here we go. So I've got to run over SmackDown real quick first of what happened. So SmackDown, boys, was in Phoenix, Arizona. What do you guys think about Corbin? Won a Battle Royal, and then Pat McAfee challenged him to a match at SummerSlam. I mean, we seen this going in this route, right? But you guys, sure. It should be interesting because Pat's involved, right?
That's the only reason why I'm okay with it. And
it should be fun.
I like Baron Corbin as a person. I do. I am desperate for him to do well and to get over. I really, really am. Because I think he's decent, and he just gets shit gimmick after shit gimmick. Sad Corbin was great for a while, but then it was getting too over. So that's like, oh God, Roddy's head.
Tell you what, too, man. End of Days is a badass finisher.
It really is.
I love that finisher.
I mean, you fucking sweet, man.
You can't do it on any big guys, but
right, yeah.
I used that in WWE 2K22.
Yeah.
For my
Deep Six. I like that too. Man.
Also,
he's got
cool
some nice
move.
moves. Yeah.
He is, and he's
Deep Six is like Black Hole Slam from Abyss.
Black Hole Slam, yep.
Bag of ham.
Bag of ham.
But yeah, I want to like Baron Corbin as a performer.
I mean, I do like Baron Corbin, but
I don't.
I also like that he's made the best of all these gimmicks. I saw this funny thing today, actually, in a Squirrel Circle on Reddit that was like, if you haven't watched wrestling since, I don't know, 2018 or something like that, you would have no idea how Baron Corbin got to be in Happy Corbin, how he is now. Because last time you saw him, he was still like the lone wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah. He's been peaks and valleys. It's small iterations of his character.
He was King Corbin.
One peak, many valleys.
Many valleys, yeah.
Which is hard to do with one peak. You think you would need two peaks in order for there to be a valley. But no, it's just one peak.
So I like the fact that obviously the long-term storytelling, that it was inadvertent with Corbin and McAfee, where they both played for the Colts. Obviously, McAfee had a much longer career with the Colts. Because Corbin was like on the practice squad or something and ended up going to the Cardinals. But also, they were roommates at one point.
That's such a cool little detail.
Right.
So I like to think that he's been calling him bum-ass Corbin for a very long time.
Bum-ass Corbin.
And
all right, so
like they're homies.
Right. So the Viking Raiders raided, I guess, on the New Day again.
They did what they're supposed to do.
Sure. Yeah.
They raided.
Bullbar and fucking Babar.
Eric and Ivar.
Whatever.
Hager the Horrible.
Hager the Horrible.
And Hagrid.
And Mr. Clean.
I don't fucking care. Go away.
All right. So do you care about Max Do? His Maximum Male models debuted, and one of them is Mansoor. I didn't recognize the other guy. I'm assuming
Masse.
Yeah, Masse.
Masse and Mansoir.
Oh.
Mansoir is his new name. Mansoor, his name is Mansoir.
Mansoir, and it's Mace from Mason T-Bar.
Is that who it is?
Yes.
It is? Okay.
This is my face for that. You know, I told Primo but I was going to try and be positive and look for the good things that happened. So I think I got a phone call.
Well, the good thing is next week we get a tennis wear collection from him.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm not going to be quiet.
He was also on commentary for a short period, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, as Dio Madden. And fun fact, he also played football and for the NFL for Houston Texans and college in North Carolina.
Wait, who did? Max Dupree did?
No, Marseille.
Marseille. Yeah. Max Dupree. So Max Dupree / LA Knight / Eli Drake. He's so good. He is, and I
just
fucking
hoping this
hate
don't
this.
last long.
Does he still remind you of The Rock?
Yes, his cadence and his speech is The Rock. It really is.
Maybe he studied his cadence.
Yes, he really did. He knows.
Last
so fucking stupid.
Last 2 notes about SmackDown, boys. Madcap Moss won the last spot in the men's Money in the Bank, which we've seen that happen.
Second
All right,
spot.
Sound off. Logan Paul signed with the WWE. Go.
Fuck you. I'm already on the edge of being done with WWE. Now I'm like teetering over.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Like, Logan Paul.
I mean, are they basing this off that one good showing, I guess?
What? WWE does know that Logan Paul is like one of the most universally reviled people in the United States, right? Like they're aware of that.
So was Vince McMahon, so
yeah, they're going to shove him down our throats for quite a while here. So, and they already talked about.
I will say he performed decent at WrestleMania, so I'll be curious to see what he can do with some extra training. I feel like now that Bad Bunny was so good as a celebrity performer, they're going to keep trying to up the stakes with the celebrity performers as far as the performance goes.
I don't know if it's going to get better than Bad Bunny as far as celebrities in ring. Because Bad Bunny
gotta say, anytime we talk about Bad Bunny, I will never forget those group of guys that were behind us at the Royal Rumble.
They popped when
they sure
Bad Bunny
did.
Came out. They popped hard.
You know, I love those guys.
They said he's about to win this. He's about to win this.
Actually,
Bad Bunny won the Rumble. I'm like,
they legitimately believe that Bad Bunny had a shot to win the Rumble.
I love it though. I love it.
Love
wrestling,
it.
right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, boys. Money in the Bank. Let's get to it. It was in Vegas last Saturday night pay-per-view. First match right off the gate. Liv Morgan won the Money in the Bank ladder match. As predicted here. We talked about it pre-pod, but let's say it again real quick, man.
You heard it first on the sit down marks.
Glad to see this happen.
It was great. It was due.
It was due.
And she is over as a babyface, and it was great. Like, she's been with the company for 8 years, 7 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And she's improved so much. So I was when this happened, I was like, all right, this might not be too bad. Right.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Hold it right there. Press pause. We'll come back to it and talk about it later. But one we did not see coming was Lashley beating Theory for the United States Championship. Obviously, we see what happened later, but yeah, that was a little bit of a swerve.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was surprised
at the time for sure.
At the time, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
After that happened, I seriously in my head went, "Oh no."
Yeah.
As far as the United States Championship and Bobby Lashley goes, I am happy.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley
I think it fits him. Looks good on him.
Any belt, he just looks better with a belt.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
he can make a title. Yeah.
Yes, and hopefully he does.
Yeah. And what is he, like a staff sergeant or something like that? Like, you know what I mean?
Something like that.
United States,
and he was in the Army. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So, I mean, that right there fits too. You know what I mean? And it was the 4th of July.
Just in time for the 4th of July.
Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? So there you go. Yeah. All right. Moving on. No shocker here. Bianca Belair kept her Raw Women's Championship. She defeated Carmella. Meh.
Oh, okay.
Yep. No comment.
Next up, for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, I feel like we watched these guys wrestle so much lately. I think it's coming to an end. I'm thinking the tidbits are starting to be there with Yeah. The Usos.
Cause you're the twos and we the ones.
You know, after that match, I don't care. You can play that a few times.
Yeah.
They get a pass from me now.
They can bring it, and so can the Profits.
With everybody.
That match was by far match of the night. It was so good.
Yeah, the Usos defeated Street Profits, obviously, to retain.
Sure.
All right, let's get to the good stuff.
The meat and taters
here. The meat and taters here. Yeah, let's talk about it. So, Ronda defeated Natalya to retain the title. Now, this was a grueling match. You know, they made it out where Ronda, Natalie really made her earn it. You know, the announcers were selling that, Ronda was tired and, this match really took a lot out of her. And then what happens after that, boys?
Well, yeah, they really played up that Natalya wore down her legs too. So that was a factor in this. Yep.
So first of all, I want to say the video of Pat McAfee and Michael Cole of Liv Morgan cashing in was like, I love wrestling, man. Like, I don't care what you think about Pat McAfee or Michael Cole.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think positive things.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I don't, if you like them, if you don't like them, throw all that out of the way, man. These guys were genuinely excited. Cole was jumping up like a kid, and like they were genuinely into it, and it was just awesome to see.
Genuine reaction.
Genuine. Yeah, it was great.
I loved it. Yeah, so Liv comes out, and just she does I like the fact that she did the full on the cash in. She ran out there. She shoved that briefcase to the ref. It was like, hurry up, because she knows that's Ronda Rousey, right? She's selling she don't want her to get up, get too much recovery time. So
yeah, and they even made it there for a second. Think like maybe Ronda was going to beat her.
She goes for the kick. Ronda picks the ankle.
I like
Liv was able to counter into a roll. She kicks the bad knee, like they were selling the legs.
Yeah,
and then she gets her with the roll up. 1, 2, 3. I always like my favorite thing on Money in the Bank cash-ins is the crowd loves the cash-in.
Yes, they do.
You'll always get that good 1, 2, 3 with the crowd.
You know what pissed me off about this was afterwards, people were like, "That's not how a babyface should win that title." It's like, just be happy. There's so little to be happy about in WWE right now. Just enjoy it. Be Michael Cole.
So Money in the Bank. John Cena
No.
tried to do the most babyface thing he could with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he lost it. So
yeah, I know. Like,
that's not what that's designed for.
It's designed for this. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, that video
absolutely.
was great.
And we're, like I said, we're happy for it here on the pod. We we might have called that too here on the pod. So,
Yeah. I mean, especially with her winning it, really early, so it always kind of puts that out there. But it was good stuff, man. So,
and then the show ends, and everyone can go home happy.
Yeah.
Right after this match.
Quick knee-jerk reactions here. How long is Liv's title reign?
I'm gonna go summer.
You're very fresh. Like no. Tell me when's she gonna lose it?
Survivor Series.
Okay, it's fair.
No.
Not a long run, but I think she'll have.
That's November.
No, I think she's not going to lose it on her first major defense at SummerSlam, but she'll lose it at the next sideline pay-per-view.
Whenever Charlotte comes back.
You know what I mean? So Charlotte will return at SummerSlam.
And she'll lose it at TLC.
Right, exactly. The one in between.
Yeah.
And then there'll be the blow off at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I hope she has a good
I'm booking
run.
it.
Yeah, I hope she has a decent.
Oh yeah,
run
well me
so.
too. But I'm trying to think in their stupid minds.
Yeah,
I hope she has the anti-Big E run.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, just a little past SummerSlam. Like she'll have probably a formidable, legit opponent that she'll conquer at SummerSlam.
At least lose it at a pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes. Yeah. All right, boys. So they sent us home on Theory winning the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Well,
he was the TBD, right? The one.
Well, there wasn't a TBD.
There wasn't a TBD. That's right.
Yeah, no, there was none. Like
Madcap
the match
was the last one.
Madcap was the last one. Adam Pearce put him in.
He comes out. He says, as Vegas would say, I see your 7 competitors and raise you 1. So I want to ask you this. Now, you probably guys, you may have thought it was Austin Theory, but I actually did not think it was Austin Theory at first.
Who did you think it was?
I was thinking everything else. I was like, John Cena.
I was thinking Edge.
Yeah.
See, right when he lost the United States belt, I was like, he's winning Money in the Bank.
Right.
Please no, but he is winning.
Well, the thing is, I was actually. So I didn't watch the first half of Money in the Bank until the next day because I was in the middle of a college exam, stupid college. But so that's why I didn't immediately think Austin Theory. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And
because when he walked out without the title, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a shocker, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still thinking Riddle was after some of the spots and that kind of stuff, and just crowd reaction. I just kind of kept thinking Riddle was still going to win it. So, but that was the card, boys. Smelly Market. What do you guys think?
Okay, so based on the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, the tag match and Liv Morgan cashing in, we're looking very good.
Sure.
And then the men's with Austin Theory, I fucking hated it so much. So much. I give it a 2. It brought it down. It brought it down that much.
For
I
me,
was so pissed.
Crazy as hell.
I'll bring you up a little bit actually, and I'll give you my honest Smelly Mark scale here. I went back and rewatched the pay-per-view the next day. The only match I saw live, the only things I saw live were Ronda, the cash-in, and then the men's Money in the Bank. So, and then the next day I watched the rest. But for me, overall, with Liv winning, plus that was a good women's Money in the Bank match. It was solid, good opener. Then they had the cash in the same night. I like that surprise. And honestly, I'm not so bent out of shape about Austin Theory. But I think that personally, I just feel like whoever it was that was going to get the Money in the Bank this year, it was a waste because I don't feel like they're going to be able to cash in against Roman anyway.
This is part of my problem for it.
But overall, I'm going to say 6.5.
Nah, man, I'm going at least a 7. I think the storyline, Liv, babyface, I think that's worthy enough. I thought the matches.
Oh, and also the Usos and Profits. That was awesome.
I was going to say, every match on the card I thought was decent. Might not have liked the outcome. Might not have liked the storyline of it, but, I wasn't like. Mad at Theory winning. I was just like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not been out of shape about it. I'm curious. I liked what. Well, he'll talk about on when the Raw stuff comes around. But I kind of like what he said. I didn't think about it like that. But even though I can already predict what's going to happen there. But
what if he keeps it past when Roman? What if he keeps the Money in the Bank
for 18 months?
You can only keep it a year.
Right. He can only keep it a year, but we got WrestleMania, we got SummerSlam this year, we got WrestleMania next year, we got Rumble. Roman ain't going on like this 2-year run. You know what I mean? Like I think it's probably a year.
You know what
less.
though?
We're seeing him less on TV too.
I was thinking about this the other day. As much as we don't want Roman to lose to anybody on the right now, and they don't really have a build up to make him lose the titles. He's not going to lose against Brock, number one. But so there's your you already have one pick from me there from the champ.
Yeah,
but I think all of us.
But no, but I do think at some point soon they'll just rip the Band-Aid off so we can start fresh.
Yeah, and plus too, like a lot of our complaints about Brock was that he wasn't on TV, he wasn't a present champion. Now we're kind of giving Roman's doing the same thing. We're kind of giving him a bye, unless he.
Yeah, he worked his ass off.
He's been on TV every night.
I think he earned his little leave of absence.
His little sabbatical?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, what about Brock's, run in the 2000s? Like, that didn't deserve him a part-time. 2010s, that didn't get him.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Hang on. That doesn't get him a part-time schedule. That y'all are giving Roman a pass and Brock no.
Look, man, just because of I did something awesome at a job 10 years ago, my current job is going to give me a week vacation.
Plus, I agree with Primo.
But what you did over the last 2 or 3 years get you.
But my current job that I've been working my ass off on, they'll be like, oh, "Okay, you earned that time off. We see you."
I agree with Primo because...
Well, flip script. Let's say you're the employee of 30 years and you're having to work just like all the other whippersnappers around there, all the young bucks that are coming in.
You're an old timer at that point.
Getting on TV, you know what I'm saying? But you still want to wrestle. So, hey, a part-time schedule, we can work it out. Like,
you say, listen, Hacksaw, you can come back for the Royal Rumble.
Let's see. You want to clown on me? That's okay.
No, right. I know.
You see what I'm saying, though.
I see what you're saying. And AJ,
I agree with Primo. Just because the difference is Brock he did some awesome things, 10 years ago. But then when he came back, won the title, and fucked off again.
Sure.
And then only appeared like 4 times a year. Whereas,
Are you guys mad that he botched the Shooting Star Press? Is that what it was?
No, I love that botch.
No, I love that match.
That's like my favorite. It's like my favorite botch in history.
Yeah, you watched
it. But it's more like he would just come and go and grab the title and hold it hostage, and we wouldn't see anybody with the title.
Yeah.
After he hasn't been on TV either to earn it, really.
Sure. Okay. I mean, I'm not, y'all know I'm not a. I like Brock. I'm not a Brock.
And by the way, I like Brock also.
Yeah.
And I even like this current version of Brock.
Yeah. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I will say it's just funny how the pattern repeats itself.
Sure.
You had The Rock, part-time movie star. Yeah. Cena, part-time movie star. Roman Reigns is getting in. I think that's he wants to kind of do some Hollywood stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Let's move on here. Go ahead, AJ.
Really quick, you want to know my main problem with Austin Theory winning it? Is one, because we bitch about building new stars all the time. Michael just mentioned building new stars in the chat. Whoever won this is going to lose. Like, Austin Theory's not taking any belts whatsoever. Also, I think it soured me because he's Vince McMahon's personal pick. So, Vince McMahon was like, no, we're going to push this guy at the expense of everything else. Plus, the selfie gimmick is not a main event gimmick. Like, every time he takes a selfie, I want to smack him in the face. That's a mid-card comedy thing. What are you doing if you're going to try and be in the main event? Taking selfies with a stupid face. I don't know. Like, the whole thing just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like it at all.
All right, so WWE Monday Night Raw, the post Money in the Bank Raw was in 619 country, San Diego, California. Well, speaking of Theory, he comes out. He basically, hits off a pretty good promo saying that he's the future. He tells Bobby basically that, he makes things happen, when he has the chance, blah, blah, blah. Ends up getting a choke slam. At one point, he was kind of like talking junk, and the briefcase flew open.
Oh yeah, the crowd dragged on him for that too.
Oh yeah, the crowd dragged on him for that. So that was a funny little spot, I thought, to kind of start off.
I want to talk about, before he even came out, I want to talk about what Bobby said. He said, "Now that I got this championship, nobody can take this off me, and that means no one from any division or from any promotion."
Oh, yeah, there have been some teases. That can't happen. That'll never happen.
Wouldn't that be cool? A little SummerSlam crossover match.
Little invasion going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the dirt sheets are writing up that there possible, business going on, possibly
Moose.
between, some other promotions in WWE.
Or what if you sent like Darby Allin over to lose to fucking Bobby Lashley? I'd be okay with that.
Well, that ain't happening. It'd be something with like Impact. It ain't gonna be AEW, especially not a Darby guy.
No. But I was just trying to think of someone that could be Lance Arthur. There we go.
So
Sir Arthur.
Yeah,
Sir Arthur Murderhawk.
Sir Murderhawk.
Yeah.
When he crosses over, he automatically becomes Lance Hoyt again.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, when he goes back over to Japan. All right, boys. So fun part here. I actually didn't mind this spot. I knew we were in San Diego. So the Mysterios beat Judgment Day after Ray did the old Eddie Guerrero. He did he threw a chair to Finn. And then fell down, and the ref turned around and he hit. It made it look like he had hit Ray with the chair. The old
lie, cheating, still.
Eddie, that Eddie used to do all the time. So this was fun. They DQ'd Finn. This was awesome, man.
I thought it was fantastic,
and they did it so well too.
It was against my boy Finn, which, by the way, Long Boy Finn.
Yeah, Long Boy Finn.
I like it. it.
Cool new gear switch for him.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
too.
I popped. So I'll get to my overall reaction to this for all later on. But yeah, this is a fun little spot. I enjoyed it.
Was. More Logan Paul. The crowd is starting to boo now when he comes up on the screen.
Weird.
It's funny. The Miz and Ciampa beat up AJ Styles. How about that?
Why are they putting Ciampa with Miz? I don't understand.
They don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, because they're probably going to put somebody with Jake Paul or Logan Paul or who.
Oh my God!
It's Logan.
Put
somebody with
AJ
Logan
Styles and Logan Paul.
Slam.
I would retire if I was AJ Styles. I'd be like, I'm fucking off. No,
I don't see AJ Styles getting along with Logan Paul.
No, I can't see it either. So hopefully they don't try and do that. I'm terrified that they will, though.
Oh, yeah. It was July 4th episode, by the way, too, boys. So, they doing the backstage party. There's like a hot dog eating contest between Otis and somebody. I mean,
Otis and
Tozawa. There you go. Yeah.
I thought it was Otis and what's his name?
Tozawa won.
Angelo Dawkins. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. It was. Liv introduces herself as the SmackDown Women's Champion on Raw.
I thought that was weird, to be honest.
I did too. But it was a holiday show.
Yeah, it's a holiday show. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about this. Let's pump the brakes. So they're starting to play these little vignettes. There's a little, they're showing light bulbs flashing. They're showing, it's Edge.
100%.
100%.
Okay, so there's, if you, I know this because I'd already seen little screenshots beforehand, but then I watched it. So if you pause it at certain points, you'll see Jeff Hardy armbands, Dudley Boy's glasses. The license plate at the end says Latino Heat. The Christian
red and
cross. I'm sorry.
In the red and black pants of Bray Wyatt, those like a flash too or something.
I don't know, but like all of those things that I just mentioned, who do they have in common? Latino Heat, Jeff Hardy
had rivalries with
the Dudley Boys.
But not Bray
Kurt
Wyatt.
Angle's medals were hanging in there.
Yep.
Huh. Cool.
All right, so Seth Rollins beat Ezekiel in a match after Ezekiel squirted ketchup on Seth's shirt at the party.
And then tried to clean it up with a hot
trying to
dog
clean it off, yes.
With a bun.
And Seth no sells. He's like, he just...
Yeah. Funny part, though, after a post-match, Riddle RKO out of nowhere on Seth when Seth ran back in the ring to start kicking Ezekiel's ass some more.
It was a good one, too. It was a good RKO.
Yeah. Primo, Kevin Owens, once he's, what's his overall, does he really think Ezekiel is Ezekiel, or does he think he is Elias?
Well, I would tell you.
He talks like Elias. He sounds like Elias because
that's Elias. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's what I thought too. So, all right. Main event: Becky beat Asuka in a no holds barred match with a manhandle slam through the table. And now they're talking about the streak, coming back, and or she's back. She's going to get back to her winning ways.
Sure.
Yada yada yada. It's what it kind of seemed like. So,
and this match was fine.
It
was entertaining. Like I don't mind that Asuka lost.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine. I did like the double boob grab after the. You know how they always like kind of grab something to. Hey, I'm okay.
I'm okay. Yeah.
They both grabbed each other. They both gave each other a boob honk. That was fun.
You okay?
Yep. So this episode of Raw, I just decided, like after, like when Theory came out to start it, I was going to be angry again. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to find something to enjoy in this. And I have a little confession to make. These like meaningless like holiday shows are so much fun to me. I love them. Like I love the stupid fucking Thanksgiving shows and the Christmas shows. And this time when Ezekiel squirted ketchup on Seth Rollins and cleaned it off with a hot dog bun, like that's shit just it made me giggle.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
I needed that kind of thing after not enjoying WWE programming very, very much. So
sure.
I liked it. Like I liked this episode.
All right, so NXT Great American Bash. A couple notes that I have from this show. Cora Jade and Roxy. I keep forgetting her new name. Roxanne Perez.
Thunder Socks.
Okay. Yeah, they won the women's tag titles from Toxic Attraction. Finally,
I was surprised actually. I don't think they were going to win them yet.
Yeah, I thought it was a little early, but hey, we'll take it.
Sure, that was okay.
Carmelo retained the North American title over Grayson Waller.
Waller, Grayson Waller.
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 Thank you. All right. 15 iterations of Waller. And
Waller.
Tricky Lee, I think is his name. He beat your boy Wesley.
Yeah, but stupid ass like alcohol in the face.
Yeah. They had like two bottles. One was water, one was alcohol. But it was funny. Creed Brothers retained the tag titles versus Roddy and Kemp in an apparent Diamond Mine fallout breakup. Probably about to be done for good, I think, probably. Yeah. But thank God the Creed Brothers retained there. And then main event, Braun Breaker retained the title versus Cameron with a spear. But post match he was attacked by J.D. McDonough, who was formerly Jordan Devlin in NXT UK. Had a small little spot in NXT a while back. So yeah, this was a good match. So I enjoyed, not a big Braun guy, but I thought this was, Cameron could work with a broom. So I thought this was a great match. And
I thought it was good. I just thought it had an abrupt finish.
Yeah.
Like they were like Cameron had him on the ropes, and then Cameron's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go over here and sit on the turnbuckle for a few seconds."
Sure.
And then he's like, "Oh, jump on you, spear, end." That's it. I think that's literally how it ended. It was that quick. I was like, "Oh."
It was a bit abrupt.
But other than that, I actually had forgotten that they were doing the J.D. McDonough vignettes. Jordan Devlin. I like Jordan Devlin way better than that name, by the way.
Yeah.
Which J.D. got me there. But he also has really. I don't know if he still will, but his previous music was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, I'm here for it. Yeah, previously he had a feud with Santos Escobar because he was the cruiserweight champ, the real cruiserweight champion. This was during COVID and visa travel stuff. So,
yep.
Voila.
I remember that. Yeah. Voila. So that's gonna do it for WWE, boys. AJ, let's get to Dynamite, sir. AEW.
People just getting tired of me doing that all day.
Oh yeah.
AEW Rampage. I mean, not Rampage. Dynamite. Starting with Dynamite. This is blood and guts once again. So, there isn't a whole lot to talk about except for the blood and guts match, which that. And can we talk about Christian Cage here for a second?
We can talk about it.
Thank God. How he said some mean stuff.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't bother me as much as it does. He told his mom to call him and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. After he said
he's gonna be Jungle Boy's new daddy.
Yeah.
I just thought. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm so glad this version of Christian Cage is back.
Oh, me too. I love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna like Luchasaurus.
That's what I was wanting to say.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Dark Luchasaurus.
Yeah. Oscurosaurus.
Yeah.
So did you guys see the stuff with Marco Stunt? That's been like Christian Cage mentioned Marco Stunt's name.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't know they were gonna do that, but that's kind of lame.
Yeah, he's like, I get it storyline wise, but cool, I guess. Like,
this version of Luchasaurus was with Thunder Rosa and forget who else in Lucha Underground.
I can't remember who else it was. But Thunder Rosa, yeah. Thunderstorm, no. But yeah, Christian Cage, good promo. And then Luchasaurus comes out and squashes. And then we have Danhausen and FTR versus Max Caster and the Gun Club.
Danhausen's like, I don't know. I went down and got a few guys that are pretty good at professional wrestling. I don't know.
Pretty good Danhausen impression. I got a few guys that are good at professional wrestling.
Yes.
Very nice. Yes, very nice. Very even. So
Sesame Billy!
Danhausen and FTR. Awesome. I loved it. They beat the Gun Club and fucking Max Caster, who that line pissed me off. It really did.
The Flint, Michigan one?
The Flint, Michigan one. Like drinking
I
water.
It was I was like, damn, that kind of.
It's like
it's a sensitive, it's sensitive comment for sure.
People died because of that situation,
mm-hmm.
And to have douchey Max Caster come out and be like, "Yo, listen, drink the water in Flint, Michigan."
What I'm learning in AEW, there are no, there's no dialogue that is untouchable.
Okay, but it's not like you can contact the families of the people who lost people in Flint, Michigan. And be like, "Hey, I'm going to do this. Is that okay?"
I agree with you. It was poor taste. I'm just saying. I've seen MJF talk to Brian Pillman Sr. in hell. I've seen Christian Cage talk shit about Luke Perry.
I guarantee you they talked about that beforehand. And were like, hey, I'm going to do this. Is this okay?
Pro wrestlers are all like a whole nother level. They're like, oh, we can use this as an angle.
Yeah, but to say that about people, I don't know. I'll move on. Like,
I feel you. I agree with you. As soon as it was said, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it angered me, like bad anger, not like fun anger, like when Austin Theory won the Money in the Bank, because that's fun anger. That's like fuck you, I'm angry, but whatever. This is like anger, and I was like, come on,
fun anger.
But yes, there is fun anger. Like I like being angry at Austin Theory. It gives me something to be angry about in wrestling. This is bad. Jade Cargill defends her TBS championship. She looks great. She looks better and better each time.
Tony says she's like 34-0.
Yeah.
It's probably
it's
right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Remember, like it was like 6 months ago. I was not on the Jade Cargill bandwagon at all. She's won me over. Like,
She's gotten better. She's
gotten so much better.
Was it this episode where they were like, where somebody was trying to talk to fucking formerly known as Malcolm Bivens, and she like slapped her hand.
Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah,
Stokely Hathaway.
She was like, don't talk to him, because he was like, this is your chance to be a baddie.
Yeah,
slap. I don't know. I don't remember if it was this episode or not.
Probably was. She wasn't on Rampage, I don't think.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was this week or last week. All of them run together.
I think it was last week, but I'm not sure. Someone can correct me if you want to. So then finally we have the Blood and Guts match, which is Jericho Appreciation Society versus Blackpool Combat Club with Eddie Kingston, Santana, Ortiz, blah, blah, blah. And this match was nuts. It was absolutely. I mean, it was everything that you expected, a blood and guts match.
Knuckle butts.
Yeah, there's a fork in there at one point.
Yeah,
The
crowd chanted, "We the people."
We the people, and I was hoping they would, because I was in my own house.
Yeah.
When Hager and Claudio faced off.
Yeah,
when they
I popped for that. I was like, I've been waiting for that interaction since Claudio showed up. Just for that reason.
I love how awful Sammy Guevara was. It was pretty, like, he's just so bad. But I love the finish, which I worry about the finish, though, because the finish kind of sets up a Kingston and Claudio feud, which I don't know how well that would go over. What do you guys think?
Oh, well, it's going to happen, and I'm ready for it because we're going to see some shoot wrestling going on in there, I think. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Eddie was pissed that because he was about to tap out Jericho and get his revenge, and Claudio got the win first. So it just adds to the story, man. It's good stuff.
I worry about this because, like, I want to see them feud, but I don't want either of them to be cooled off. And I can see this feud kind of cooling off one or the other.
Sure. Yeah.
Which
not yet. Yeah.
I hope it doesn't happen, but
yeah. What do you guys think about Claudio's music? Is it should, if he's going to be in the BCC, I think it needs to be a little more hardcore. It's kind of like you're gonna like dance to ska to it or something.
It's like it's very 90s alternative, like ska, like like it was written by the Real Big Fish or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Fucking Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yep.
It doesn't really fit. But the match had everything and had thumbtacks, which always gross me out. Forks.
I thought it was cool how they took the handful of thumbtacks and just threw them in Jericho's face.
Yeah, just threw them right in the face.
Yeah. They had a lot of thumbtacks.
I like when you do stuff that I hadn't seen before, and that was one of those.
I like the little callback, whether it was intentional or not, between like Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho when they had their fucking horrible Hell in a Cell match. Actually, I don't know if it was Hell in a Cell, but it was something where the thumbtacks brought out and Chris Jericho was pulling thumbtacks out of his back for like the next 2 weeks in kayfabe. Like, remember that? Like, the match itself was shit, but that always made me laugh a little bit. And then they did it again.
It made me nervous when Chris got on top of the cage because the bottom of both of his boots were just tacks, and that makes it slippery up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really, really good match, though. It really was. It was just fun horribleness.
Yeah, except for anybody heard anything about Santana? Did he blow his knee out?
Yeah, I think he
tear his ACL like it just gave.
Yeah, it looked
left knee.
Like he was out of the, like they were just like, all right, no.
Yeah, he rolled over and stayed next to the cage the rest of the match.
The whole time, yeah. So he's hurt.
Yeah,
I don't know how horribly, but yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah.
So that's Rampage or Dynamite, unless you guys have something else.
The last thing was I thought Sammy's spot off the cage was pretty cool.
It was.
I mean, that's always fun to watch and scary at the same time.
He can still do cool things.
Yeah,
he really can.
That's all I had though for Dynamite.
All right, up next we have Rampage, and it opens with the poorly titled Royal Rampage, which kind of funny, kind of clever, kind of stupid at the same time. It's the Battle Royale to see who is going to become the number one contender to Moxley's interim championship. Darby Allin, Adam Page, Powerhouse Hobbs, Tony Nese, then Ricky Starks, Butcher, blah blah blah, a whole bunch of people in here.
The Blade.
I was very surprised by who won this match.
Yeah,
was not expecting Brody King. But I was okay with it. I was like, all right, I like Brody King. It'll be fun watching Moxley and Brody King feud for a little bit.
Sure.
I was okay with that. Young Bucks match, that was fine. Tony Storm match, that was fine. And that was about it.
Yeah, they looks like they might have a little bit of plans for Tony Storm down the road. They, she's a run here pretty soon. The other thing is, man, y'all know I'm a big Tully Blanchard fan. I'm glad that they're kind of repackaging him with these like kind of two guys. That's going to be Tully Blanchard Enterprises that we don't really know much about or see. So
last time I saw it was Brian Cage was in it.
Yeah, he's the one, but there's two more.
Card of Honor.
Yeah. There's
I'm
two
saying
more.
It's been that long.
Right. Kind of slow burn it, but yeah, I'm here for it. I hope it's good. You know, we haven't seen Arn in a while. What's up with him? Is he?
I have no idea.
I mean, Cody's gone, obviously. So
maybe they just don't have anything for him to do right now.
Why put him on TV?
Yeah.
No. Unless he has something specific.
Yeah.
Right.
This is wrestling. We don't need a reason.
You're not wrong.
Just put legends on TV for no reason.
Yeah. Just spine buster, leave.
And then fucking throw Hacksaw back out there again, because why not?
Oh!
Gotta love Hacksaw. That's what I got for AEW this week.
Okay, Primo. Impact NWA. Decent weekend for Impact.
Impact, let's get to Impact, baby. So, let's start out with
You sound like Pat Patterson. Don't go banana!
Impact. We started out with some Trey Miguel defeating Chris Bay, Steve Macklin, and Laredo Kid to become the #1 contender for the X Division Championship at Against All Odds. There was a video promo of Raven, quote the Raven.
Nevermore.
He looks bad.
Talking about the Clockwork Orange match between Sammy and Moose, and then it was announced that he will be present for said match.
Sure thing, Raven.
Wildcat Chris Harris and a returning Heath, like Heath Cat, saved the Good Brothers and James Storm from, I don't know, I actually really like Heath Slater, I always have. I just don't know about just the name Heath.
Heath makes him sound like Candy.
Heathcliff.
Heath Bar.
So, yeah, Wildcat Chris Harris and Heath, returning Heath, saved the Good Brothers and Cowboy James Storm, sorry about your damn luck, from a beatdown from Honor No More, later revealing that they are the other two members of the team for the match at Against All Odds, against James Storm's original wishes, but Chris Harris talked him into it. He's like, all right, old buddy, you can be in a match.
Yep.
So,
Wildcat Chris Harris.
Yeah.
All right, old buddy.
If there's any match you need to watch this past week that wasn't on AEW or the Usos versus Street Profits, it was this next one. It was the main event in which Chris Sabin defeated Kazarian. That was a good match. It was also announced during this match that it was actually Brian Hebner's last Impact match.
I feel like we talked about that already.
Yeah, he said a while back it was he's going to be retiring soon. And this was the last of his tapings.
Okay.
Right.
Moving on, that was the Impact. We move on to Against All Odds, baby. So, the pre-show, we had Black Taurus defeating Laredo Kid.
It's a bad name, by the way. I don't like that name.
Laredo Kid?
Laredo
Should
Kid.
he be... You like that? You dislike that more than Black Taurus?
Surprisingly, yes.
Did you like 1, 2, 3 Kid?
Oh no, that little bitch boy. No,
the Heartbreak Kid.
What about Tyson Kid?
Tyson Kid's fine. Has two
Ds. What about A Kid?
Heartbreak Kid is fine because it's Shawn Michaels.
What about Kid Dynamite?
Nope. Fuck you, Kid Dynamite.
Kid Cash.
Nope.
Kid Dynamite? He was one half of the Bulldogs. You should
Billy Kid Man.
Nice. Well done, boys. Well done.
Oh, moving on. So, next up, also on the pre-show, before the Impact, before Against All Odds anyway, Brian Myers defeated Rich Swann.
Tyrant.
Nice.
For the Impact Digital Media Championship, which was previously held by Matt Cardona.
I forgot about that title.
I did too.
Yeah, me too. It's just there. Moving on to the main show, we had the Motor City Machine Guns defeating Ace Austin and Chris Bay, which is Bullet Club.
What you guys think about Ace Austin and Bullet Club? You think he fits?
Cool.
Yeah.
He got inducted in during the Super Juniors while he was over in Japan.
Yeah, I think
I just like seeing Ace Austin doing things because I love Ace Austin.
He's a heel, so
as long as he's not decapitating people with that staff.
Sure.
It's like we're never gonna let that go.
Like you can become as famous as you want, Ace Austin, but we saw it. We were there.
We saw you try to impale.
I hope we get to talk to him one day and tell him about it.
I know.
Oh, yeah. I know, right? That would be so awesome.
You were 2 feet from us when this happened.
I mean, Jesus Christ! And then he almost died that night. Let's not forget about that either.
Right.
Took the worst.
Also,
bump
though,
ever.
like seeing that dude in person, he has freaking tree trunks for legs.
Yeah, he does.
Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green defeated Mia Yim and Mickie James.
Hardcore country.
Right on it this time.
That's why I slowed down a little bit, so I made sure. Next up, we had X Division Championship defended as Speedball Mike Bailey retained against Trey Miguel. I didn't figure he'd lose it because he just got it.
Yeah,
Slammiversary.
Slammiversary.
Words.
Slammers.
Knockouts Tag Team Championship. Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie retained against Giselle Shaw and Tenille Dashwood. By the way, also on Impact, Giselle Shaw was added to the Inspiration. The Good Brothers, America's Most Wanted, and Heath defeated Honor No More. Of course they did.
Yeah, of course.
Why else would you have all those guys together? Like, by the way, like, Good Brothers are in Bullet Club, but they were on the face team, and they've been on the face side of things for a little bit now.
Yeah, although not still.
They're like tweeners right now. It's weird.
Yeah, they're not fully face yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they work well in that whole tweener little.
I mean, I feel like anybody from Bullet Club, you're not going to really hate anyway.
It's Bullet Club. Like, you can't.
So, Moose defeated Sami Callihan in a Clockwork Orange match with interference by a cameraman that turned out to be fucking tea-drinking Steve Macklin.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So here's the new feud for Sammy.
Knockouts Championship, you had Jordan Grace retain against Tasha Steelz. She just got it at Slammiversary, so...
Yeah,
dude, how fucking jacked is Jordan Grace? She should change her name to Jack Grace.
Right. You talk about tree trunks for legs. She's got tree trunks for arms and legs.
Good God. Yeah, she is a pit bull, dude.
Yeah. And finally, the main event, we had the Impact World Championship in which Joe Doring wins and becomes your new Impact World Champion against Josh Alexander.
You crazy as hell. That didn't happen.
Just kidding.
It's not a thing at all.
Josh
you had me looking at you like...
I know.
I was checking my info in my head like, did this happen? Where did I miss
a different show?
It would have been more news than that.
Right. Well,
so Josh Alexander, of course, he retained.
It's funny you said that, though, because I think that was I fell asleep during that match, I think.
You're like, shit.
You totally had me there for a minute, yeah.
Oh, man. Next up, we got NWA Power. This is your July 5th edition. NWA TV title #1 contenders match. Triple threat. Odinson defeated Judas and AJ Kazana to become your #1 contender for that TV title, which is held by Tyrus. NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Homicide comes to the podium, gives a shout out to the Morton family. He calls Ricky Morton the greatest of all time and says Kerry is a future legend, but he doesn't have that it factor. He still should give Kerry a title shot at NWA 74, which is their upcoming event. Aaron Stevens said, who recently had his so-called swan song. He said that he is retired from the ring, but you can still see him every week. He said that he knows him and Rodney Mack go way back, so Rodney Mack called in a favor last week.
Sure.
And finally, NWA President William Patrick Corgan, otherwise known as Billy Corgan from the...
Bill
Corgan.
Throwing orange pumpkin things.
The world is a vampire.
So he closes the show with an announcement and says, lineal succession of the titles is the most important thing to him. He emphasizes that it's one of his top priorities. He announces that there will be a tournament titled Race to the Chase, where the winner will challenge Murdoch for the 10 pounds of gold at NWA 74. Corgan says he has lifted the ban, because if you didn't know, now you do. I'm telling you right now. He lifted the ban on Tim Storm for challenging for the title, so he will be able to compete in the tournament as well. And he credits Trevor Murdoch with coming up for the inspiration of this tournament idea.
Whoever wins that tournament, or whoever gets to the final against Trevor's winning it.
Race to the Chase.
That's what I think too. I agree with that. Yeah.
Race to the Chase is a really dumb name, by the way. Isn't that kind of redundant?
Because you're chasing as you're racing?
Yeah.
Instead of racing to get to the chase?
So we can start chasing. Like, what?
Yeah.
You're racing to get there, so then you can chase them.
Yeah, you're racing to chase.
Race for the chase.
But only one gets to chase.
Yeah.
The winner of the race.
There won't be only one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
William Patrick Corgan.
Bill Corgan.
All right, and that is NWA Impact.
All right, so one last thing here. I'm gonna finish up on the recap. We touched on it earlier. So Orange Cassidy, he's got new music.
Sure.
He is Jane by Jefferson Starship. I said Starfish. Jefferson Starship. Do you guys kind of feel like this kind of refreshes him a little bit? Kind of, do you guys, like this song? I think it kind of fits.
Absolutely.
Man,
Yeah.
Like,
I
AJ?
love it.
I mean, I think it kind of fits him.
100%.
It works as the entrance music.
So, I like this song worse than "Where's My Mind" by the Pixies, but I like it better as his entrance music.
Right.
So I'm saying I feel like it fits him better as a professionally. So it fits better as a professional wrestling entrance, and he could be this is like a main event guy.
Sure.
Maybe now he'll take his hands out of his pockets.
They're like, breaking down this wall of having like real songs as their interest music. You know what I'm saying?
They're paying for him though.
It's like early 2000s WWE.
Yeah. So it's interesting. All right, that's going to do it for the recap. It's time to get
all rock.
The Dropkick discussion of the week.
Yes.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer.
This is Space Jesus Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. You can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
All right, first pod of July, so that means it's time to switch categories. This month, we are letting Primo pick some matches, and we're going to review some of his favorites or matches that he likes for whatever various reasons. And today, Primo is about to take it away here with the 6-man Hell in a Cell match from Armageddon 2000.
Can I just say something before you start? Yep. Can I just say something?
You can. I'll let you say something.
Okay, I didn't really want to say something. I just wanted to see how close I could get Roddy Piper's head to my head to make it look like he was talking instead of me.
He's a little tiny.
You know what? Shut up. Continue.
So let's get straight to it. We are in July. It's the best month of the year for various reasons. One of them is I get to pick the matches this month. Starting out, we have the WWF Armageddon. Little backstory on this particular Armageddon 2000. It was the final Armageddon under the WWF banner. They would shortly move to Vengeance and then bring Armageddon back like in 03 or 04. This was the one and only 6-man Hell in the Cell, and if you haven't seen this match, go watch it and you'll realize why.
Yes.
A little bit.
I picked this match personally because it's always stuck out to me. I've always remembered it. not because it's one of the best matches ever. I just thought it was it's very memorable to me because it's a train wreck, and I like that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So we were in Birmingham, Alabama, and there was 14,920 in attendance. This was held on December 10th, 2000. We had Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross on commentary. First off, I love the intro song, The End Is Near, and video package of the entire pay-per-view itself at the very beginning. The 6-man Hell in a Cell was the brainchild of Mick Foley, and the competitors involved in this all-star cast were the WWF Champion Kurt Angle, Triple H, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, The Rock, and Rikishi. There are 2 parts to this storyline. Part of the storyline is that all 6 of these competitors recently crossed paths in some form or fashion. For instance, like Triple H had gotten Rikishi to run over Stone Cold previously, like a year before. They were all feuding. They were all the top stars in the company in 2000. And plus Rikishi. The other half was Vince McMahon was trying to burn this idea from the time it was incepted. He hated the whole thing and wanted it to never happen. Obviously, to him, this is all of his top assets in one cage, and it's a bad business move as far as he could see it, and he didn't like it. So after that, one last thing before we get to the entrances, and then we'll get to you guys for comments. I just put, they don't make video packages like they did in the 2000s. They need to rehire that guy. Whoever that guy was, rehire him. But that's what I got up until the entrances. What do you guys got?
Go ahead, AJ.
So the video package before the actual match started, it had "O Fortuna," which is, that song needs to be made, or it needs to be used way more. It's like the best build-up song ever. And they've only used it like 3 times in like history. And it's free. It's public domain. Get on it. Fucking AEW. Get that song in there. It's awesome. But I love the build-up to it, just because, again, they are so good at video promo packages. They still are. WWE is still the best at video packages. The entrances, I was like, holy shit, this is like Hall of Fame's Hall of Fame in this match, plus Rikishi. What the fuck are you doing in there?
I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame now.
Fuck it, he shouldn't be. His little tiny ponytail that he had, that should be in the Hall of Fame.
I watched this with my daughter. I said, "Hey, you see that guy?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "You know the Usos?" She's like, "Yeah," because she likes the Usos. Yeah. I was like, "That's their dad." He's like, "That's their dad?"
When I watched this and he came out, I went,
he's got a big butt.
Tiny ponytail.
The Rock called him a thong-wearing fatty.
Thong-wearing fatty. But, I mean, seriously, look at the 5 of the greatest of all time. 4 of the greatest of all time. Plus Rikishi.
He was in there to take a bump.
You had it right with 5.
Oh, yeah, 5, yeah. Oh, for some reason, your face is blocking Kurt Angle.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I forgot for a second.
Sorry, Kurt's right here. Okay.
Hi, Primo. So, I loved Kurt. I love this version of Kurt Angle where he was like comedy, coward heel, but then when he gets in the ring, he'll just fucking destroy you. I love it.
Go.
But he cowers off to the side of the cage. He doesn't get in the cage. Everyone else is just boom, 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 in the cage, in the cage, in the cage. Triple H didn't have game it, and how you game it. But he still spit water all over the place. And I also hate this iteration of Undertaker. I never liked American Badass, even when I was back then, watching it as a kid. Wasn't a fan at all, because I hated Limp Bizkit back then. So, but I'd seen this match before. I'm like, all right, let's bring on the bollocks. Let's go.
For me, my notes were, even back in the year 2000, they had the dramatic cage lowering music.
Boom, 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 boom.
I was like, is this the first time they used it? Maybe. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Sad
That's
note.
the sound it makes when the cage goes down.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sad note, though, recently passed referee Tim White was holding the cage door. Did y'all notice that? Yep.
I did not notice that.
I did not notice that. Good catch.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so he was the one that actually locked the cage up with the chain after they closed it. But anyway, and then I was like, "What the fuck, man?" I'm like, "Kurt's the champ. Why the fuck isn't he coming out last, man?"
I forgot to mention that.
I'm like, "Yes." I was
Comes
like,
out third.
I know, but in this era, Stone Cold comes out last. The most over gets to come out last. Right?
Yeah, I'll get to that. That's part of the stuff. Yeah, you keep going.
Kurt in a white onesie, like I was like, that looks awesome, man.
Clean,
yeah, very clean, very sharp. Yeah, dug that. I thought that Dead Man Incorporated would be a cool shirt to have, and why don't I have it?
For sure.
I'm shocked that you don't have that.
I've never had an Undertaker shirt.
Really?
Nothing Undertaker.
Well, you're about to.
Yeah, I've never
Undertaker.
Yeah, and then so like when The Rock came out, it said The Rock, and then under it said TheRock.com. When Stone Cold came out, it said, StoneCold.com. Do these websites still work? Like, look them up, man.
I don't know. I'm afraid to get viruses going to this.
I know.
TheRock.com, I think, is Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina, I think. But StoneCold.com, I don't know. But
Rikishi.com.
Yeah. But
we have a TheRock.org.
Oh. That's the one you don't want to click on.
No, that's the safe one.
Yeah. But yeah, Primo, that's all I got up to.
But for my entrances, Triple H came out to My Time, which I love that theme.
Me too. I love that.
I liked it better than
this is whenever he is turning into the game. So he's end of My Time. He's about to start Game of music.
King of Kings, Game of Game.
I love Kurt Angle's gear design for this match, which was white singlet with blue, red, blue, and gold stars. Undertaker coming out to Limp Bizkit was so awesome for Teenage Primo. I was the angry teen that loved me some Limp Bizkit. rolling, some American Badass. Dude, this is some of my best years as a kid.
Rolling.
The first big pop happened when The Rock comes out and he made that beeline straight for the cage, gets up on the turnbuckle. The camera flashes.
Oh yeah, they were back. It was fucking awesome.
Pop everywhere. Camera flashes.
Also, The Rock, like I noticed, this was 22 years ago, and he looks better now than he did 22 years ago.
100%.
It's strange.
It's very weird. I've thought this to myself many times because I do this. I go back and watch old wrestling more times than I'd be proud to say, but he looks like a completely different person. Like The Rock today does not look like The Rock from 2000.
No, he looks like he would eat The Rock from 2000.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the extra protein, so he could do more push-ups or something.
Just one of his 12 meals of the day.
Yes. He looks fantastic nowadays, though.
And also, when The Rock came out, it was at this moment when I realized how many referees were in the ring trying to keep everybody apart.
All of them.
There was a bunch. They were like all those security guards that Wardlow beat up.
Yeah.
Stone Cold comes out last and blows the roof off the place with his pop. And comes out to the remixed Stone Cold Disturbed music.
Which, that wasn't my favorite version of his music.
It wasn't his favorite either. I've heard him say that. So whenever Disturbed did his song, he says he liked it, but he likes the original better, I think.
Yeah.
And then finally, so as Stone Cold comes out, blows the roof off the place, he comes out, grabs Kurt from outside, throws him in the ring, they close the door, and the match begins. So, get to the match. It's chaos from the beginning, with superstars fighting in each corner outside the cage. You have Undertaker tries first. He gets Kurt Angle in the ring, alone in the ring, and tries to end it early, but is unsuccessful. Jerry Lawler makes the comment that there's probably $1 million worth of talent in the ring, and they're trying to destroy each other, playing on that storyline that all of Mr. McMahon's assets are currently in the ring, basically. At this point in the match, there's so much going on. This is about a third way of the way into the match. there's so much going on. It's hard to keep track of every moment. But I laughed at one point because Austin has Triple H's head against the fence, and he'll smash his face against the fence, come back, smash his face against the fence again, come back, and then he does like a whole lap around the cage with his dragging his face against the cage. That made me laugh. Eventually, Vince McMahon and the Stooges reverse a truck to the cage randomly and rip the door off. Once again, playing into that storyline, they starts barking orders saying he wants to bring the whole cage down. Then Mick Foley comes out, beats up the Stooges, and has security remove the chairman of the company. Now Triple H and Stone Cold they are the first ones to exit the cage, and they proceed to fight on the stage. The stage of Armageddon is basically like a junkyard. There's old cars piled on top of each other. They were soon followed by Undertaker, Rikishi, The Rock, and Kurt Angle. Rafiki? Yes, simple. Triple H put Stone Cold head through that truck window that was parked in there. This is, I think Triple H was the first one to bleed. I think soon after was Stone Cold, and then after that I lost count of who was bleeding next. But by the end, everybody was. Now everyone's fighting on stage, which, by the way, is a bunch of old junk cars. So they basically now we have a parking lot brawl outside the Hell in Cell, and Stone Cold is basically trying to murder Triple H with all the, throwing him around on all these cars and everything. And he also took the boom camera and smacked him with it.
Yeah.
And then everyone starts making their way back cage side. And at this point, I'll throw it over to you guys before they get back in the cage to see what you guys have up to this point.
Okay. So first, I have that I'm not the biggest Jerry the King Lawler fan to begin with. He was insufferable throughout this match. Oh my God. I could not stand him, listening to him talk. What's he going to do next, JR? What's going to happen now, JR? Shut the fuck up. Add something to the match or shut the fuck up.
He seemed repetitive.
Oh my God. Do you guys remember the SNL skit, Tiny Elvis? Like, do you remember that at all?
No.
God damn it, my jokes are wasted on you. Moving on, the truck that comes out, we all know the spot. It's one of the most infamous spots in wrestling history. But, like, when it comes out, I'm like, I was trying to look at it like I'd never seen the match before. So I'm like, why is there hamster cage filling in the back of that truck?
Right. Why did they bring a truck with hay bales in the back?
Yeah. Why are there mattresses with hamster cage fluff?
Yeah.
On top
why is there
of
wood shavings in the back of the truck that they're just going to pull off a...
Plus, when Vince McMahon came out, he's like, bring the whole thing down. It's like, just go press the button, Vince McMahon. You're in charge of all of this. You want it gone. Go back
Raise the cage.
Just press the little up button. There you go.
I don't know why. I didn't even think of that.
Belief suspension, AJ. Belief suspension.
There's some things that are just
suspended because I didn't even think about that. That wasn't an option for me.
I was like, just go. Like, why are you trying to tear the cage? It's your cage. You're in control of the button. Just go up.
Gotta do the sound.
Yeah, and then you'll hear it again. So anytime that Stone Cold and Triple H would have any kind of interaction, I was reminded how much I loved their feud. Back then, it was a couple years later, or a year later, where they had like their proper like feud, and that's I love that feud so much. Triple H and Stone Cold. So anytime that they would square up, I'd be like, yeah, here we go. Same thing with Stone Cold and The Rock, which was also one of the best feuds ever. Same thing with The Rock and Kurt Angle,
all these rivalries are amazing.
Yes. And then you again have Rikishi in there just taking a fucking ice age to climb to the top of the cage. Like, I was sitting there like, oh my God, someone give him a boost. Like, go up there and just push the thong word fatty up the cage because you were taking too long to get to the top of it. What else do I have for this part of the match? I think that's it, actually. That's what I got.
What part are we to? My
We are
notes
up
are
until
kinda all over the place.
this is all the fighting outside up until they get back to the cage.
Oh, my notes are all over the place. Just keep going, and I'll when you get to the
got you.
finish, I'll tell. Yeah,
That'll work. So Triple H keeps trying to escape Austin, and he's the first to climb to the top of the cage. Stone Cold shortly follows by running to the other side of the cage, and they meet. They begin fighting on top of the cage with Triple H teasing falling off the side. The next two on top of the cage were Kurt and Taker, so now there's 4 up there fighting. After Triple H and Stone Cold climb down, then Rikishi and The Rock climb up. Undertaker had the timekeeper. So this was a funny part, actually, of the match. Undertaker, if you're distracted with the other competitors, you don't see this, but if you're just watching Undertaker over there on the opposite side of the ring, has the timekeeper throwing him a chair up.
Yeah.
And the timekeeper misses like once or twice, and the crowd's like, oh!
Yeah.
I actually went back because when he had the chair, I missed him getting it. So I went back and I was like, oh yeah,
Right.
that's how we get. Oh, look, he's a couple of times, but okay.
So it backfires though because Rikishi's actually able to get a hold of the chair and starts bashing both Kurt and Undertaker with it. But the Undertaker gets up, and King and JR foreshadow what is to come. Then they start fighting back and forth. Undertaker then gets Rikishi to the edge of the cage, at which point Rikishi gets chokeslammed off the cage into the bed of the truck. Now, I just real quick sideline. I have a quote here from Rikishi from taking that bump. He said, "This is later on." He says, "I knew I wasn't the person going over in the match, but I also thought, what can I do to steal that away and have everyone talk about it years down the line? It's very nerve-wracking. I watched Mick Foley fall off, and he could have died in any of those bumps. It was my time to be thrown, and Undertaker was known for throwing people off the cell. I never knew that when my time came, it would be taking a bump backwards onto his steel flatbed truck, and there was no rewinding or backing out from that point."
Yeah.
So to give him credit, he fell backwards he
didn't even look.
No,
yeah,
he didn't even
exactly.
He didn't even turn.
Exactly. That's what was impressive to me. I was like, he didn't even kind of turn around and look on the way down. He just that's just a hard stop, man. Just
yes. Poof. And they chose the biggest dude in the match to do that.
had the biggest impact when he hit the mattresses.
So, back in the ring, Stone Cold and The Rock go toe-to-toe until Triple H interrupts a people's elbow. And we're coming to the finish. Y'all want me to talk the finish? Or you want to talk?
Go ahead and do the finish.
All right. Come up to the finish. The Rock hits Kurt Angle with a rock bottom. And then Stone Cold interrupts that pinfall. Stone Cold hits The Rock with a stunner. As Stone Cold's going for the pin, he gets hit in the neck with a neck breaker by an exhausted Triple H. And Kurt Angle had just enough energy to roll over and throw a hand on The Rock's chest for a 1, 2, 3. So Kurt Angle somehow survives all the chaos. He survives all the chaos, and he is still your WWF champion. However, Stone Cold gets the last laugh as he hits Kurt Angle with the stunner.
Yeah, they had to send him home on the stunner, didn't they?
Right as he is getting, as Kurt Angle is getting his hand raised there at the end, and then you have Austin's music playing the show out.
Yeah, they just went home like that all the time. That was just what they did.
That was the Hogan pose down.
Yeah.
Of the 2000s or the Attitude Era.
Don't ever compare Steve Austin to Hogan hot dogging a grandstand again. Not ever.
Okay, so my notes. This match was a lot of everybody getting their stuff in, a pinfall attempt, broken up by somebody else in the match. Okay. But question, Vince had a cane, right? That he was walking on. Was this around the quad tear era, kind of?
I thought this was way before the quad tear.
Was it? Okay.
Quad tear for him was 05.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're years away. So this was Commissioner Foley era. I just thought it was funny. He gets Vince thrown out. That was funny to me. Stone Cold and Triple H fighting on the cars was funny because when they're running together, you can see Triple H go, "Oh, let's go over here," and so Stone Cold like walks with him over there and slams his head on the car, like, "Oh yeah, let's go over here, slam my head on these cars." Yeah, that was funny. The Rock took a pedigree on the top of a Buick LeSabre. So there's that. Everybody's bleeding. The crowd was like in and out of this match. They were like in it, like laughing, but then like you could tell everybody was watching different stuff,
right?
You know, because but okay, so the fucking nasty chair shot from Taker on Kurt, the one where you could see it from above, you know, and then he hits him and then he falls on the cage. I think that was a receipt from the hard chair shot that Kurt gave Undertaker ring outside the ring earlier, because that one was a hard one too. Because Undertaker looked at him kind of like
when he was seated beside.
Yes. Yeah. He looked at him like, man, like what the fuck? Yeah. Rikishi didn't turn around. My last thing I want to say though, I had a note about the stunner. The Rock, though, man, is he the best stunner seller of all time? He's so good, right?
This was
flipping everything.
Yeah,
the best.
He's got to be, man. He's got to be. They're so good, man. He's great, man. But yeah, that was my notes.
So up to this point, where everyone starts to ascend the cage, the chair shot with Taker and Kurt Angle. First of all, that was a cool ass shot.
It was.
Where it was underneath and just Kurt Angle just out, and you could see like that. You could see the blood on the chair from where it hit.
Yeah,
and it was a nasty chair shot too.
Yeah, Kurt just lays flat back out.
Yep, just from underneath at an angle. Very cool shot.
Yeah, it was.
I kind of nerded out for that a little bit. So the bump that goes off where Kishi goes off, he doesn't look back. You're right, and it was the most polite choke slam I've ever seen. Like Taker's just like, meh. So I you can't really call it a choke slam. It was more like a choke nudge.
Push.
Yeah.
Choke nudge. Yeah.
But again, kudos.
I had to hit the mark.
Kudos to Junior Fatu there because he did not look back one time.
Yeah.
He just trusted Taker.
I mean, knowing what we know now about their real life relationship.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't have done let anybody else push him off that cage.
Right. Yeah.
Well, knowing what we know about Kishi's relationship with everyone, because
right.
Rock selling of the stunner is still just the best, and I wrote the best of Rock selling the stunner because it really is like that. He went up in a handstand, and he like flopped over, and it was great. The closing sequence to this was fantastic because you have the Rock getting ready to do the People's Elbow, which then got broken up. And then the Rock giving, like, it was like the fastest rock bottom I've ever seen him transition into when Kurt Angle comes flying in and he just goes, bang, like does a like immediate rock bottom. Mm-hmm. L1, finisher. Right. And then Kurt Angle being like completely on par with his character, just gets a little wiener hand.
Yeah.
And counts to 3.
Gets it
over. It was great. Like I was glad that Kurt Angle won. Like obviously back then, I loved Kurt Angle at this point. So I was like, I like this result, and it holds up. And then you have the like his music plays, and he gets up, and out of nowhere, here comes Stone Cold into the frame to give him a stunner, and then immediately, like there's not even a break. It goes from Kurt Angle's music to Stone Cold's music. Right. Like immediately, there's no pause in there at all. But I like that Stone Cold still was selling that he was basically dead because he just like lay there.
And he kind of laughed and laid there.
Every WWE show I went to from the 90s on that Stone Cold was on, you walked out with Stone Cold's music playing, and he's long gone. Like they just kept playing it.
I
Dunno.
I feel like that's smart. That's one of the reasons why they won the Monday Night Wars, because of that exact thing right there. But yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got until we smelly mark it.
All right. Time to rate it. We have already reviewed it and watched it. This is Primo's first pick here. This had a lot going on here, man. Who wants to go first? Primo.
I'll go first. I'll go first. It's always been a memorable one for me. It was a peak of my fandom. It had just that cast of wrestlers was amazing, regardless of what the match itself was. For me, I loved it so much as far as just getting to see everybody I love in one match.
Yeah.
And I still like it to this day. I give it an 8.5.
Okay, so the actual match itself was a mess. But you have, again, like 5 people. Each one of them would have an argument to be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, plus Rikishi, which I was not a fan of Rikishi. And
you don't say.
This is before Too Cool.
I hated him even more during Too Cool. Like in the whole Triple H paid Rikishi to drive the fucking truck. Like, I hated that story. Like,
it was such a letdown when we found out it was Rikishi, right?
I know. Really? Yeah.
Nothing against Rikishi, but we're like,
no,
Rikishi.
I did it for The Rock.
Everything against Rikishi. You fucking suck, Rikishi.
I did it for the people.
Oh God, it's awful. Jerry Lawler almost ruined the entire match just because he was so insufferable. But again, this has some of the most famous spots, like the Kishi bump off the truck. It's so, the fact that there's hamster cage wood chips in there in the truck. Like, if you're gonna try and, never mind. So overall, however, you have 5 of the greatest of all time in one match, beating the absolute fuck out of each other, but taking care of each other still, except for that one taker headshot to Kurt Angle. And so that being said, I still enjoyed the fuck out of this match, and I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Mine is actually, I'm landing right there with AJ too, 7.5. The star-studded cast, there was like a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of expectations when you put 6 men in Hell in a Cell, and 5 of them are, arguably the 5 greatest WWE stars in the 90s, and like maybe even possibly ever. You know what I mean? So, so they had the billing was stacked against them. I think they did the best they could. They had the big spots. It was kind of a little all over the place, man. But yeah, I'm going to stick it like a 7.5. I mean, that was an impressive bump by Rikishi. I mean, he took it like, he's like, hey, if I'm going to bump, I'm going to do it right. And geez, like, yeah, it was pretty wild.
The thing too is, so it's the only 6-man Hell in a Cell ever.
Right.
I mean, for good reason.
They haven't tried to do it again.
They haven't tried to do it again, and this was
which is impressive.
Years ago.
Usually they try to do it twice.
Right. I don't even know. No, well, I'll get to that question in a second. but secondly, like, if I hadn't just watched this pay-per-view, I couldn't have told you what else was on that card.
Yeah, right.
But also, by booking all of your top stars in that match, you're kind of like saying, fuck the rest of the card, basically.
Right. Well, this was it was about what, a 43-minute match, including entrances. So
I can tell you that
your pay-per-view.
I can tell you that Right to Censor was on.
Right before that was Ivory. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Primo, next week, man, we're going Kurt Angle versus Shane O'Mac at the King of the Ring 2001. I'm excited to go back and watch this match. The glass spot is
my god, the glass spot match.
So nasty.
Yes. This, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to go back and watch this one, man, and looking forward to it. So everybody out there, man, go check it out and come back with us next week, as Primo's going to take us through that one. So real quick, Primo, why'd you pick this match other than awesome the glass spot, and this was kind of Shano's hot time, really.
Oh yeah, that's so. I still am. just a big Shane O'Mac fan. Kurt Angle, obviously. This is probably one of the most iconic King of the Ring matches.
It is.
And it's just there's freaking so many stories told about this match, and how Shane gets up and told him to try to throw him
Keep
again.
doing it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like I love this. I love the match, and during this time, it was just awesome. Kurt was awesome. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I am too. That's going to be a fun one next week. All right, let's move on here to the MMA picks. AJ, you were 49-45 going into last week.
Did I make
Primo, you were 13-11 going into last week. If AJ can get this one right this week, we're going to shut down the MMA picks, and we're going to be trying out a new game. So you guys went with the middleweight champion Israel Adesanya to beat Jared Cannonier. Let's see if you guys got that win.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me. You tool.
Fucker. All right, Primo. AJ, that's going to bring you to 50-45. Primo, that's going to end your Gambler's Pick of the Week at 14-11.
Back on a win streak.
Back on the win streak.
Ending on a high note.
So,
wait, is he the guy that came out with the Undertaker? That was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. It was very cool.
Talk about that. It was great.
All right, so next week, guys, got a new game that we just decided to call King of the Mountain. And what this is each and every week we're going to be picking sports events. Most of the time they're going to be very obscure events. And all three of us are going to be picking each week and just see how many we can get in a row, how many we can get right. It's sort of a streak type game, if you will. But if you will. But I got some brand new game show music just for this game here. Primo, you want to give them a little taste of it?
Time to play the game!
Yes!
How about that, huh?
I can't believe it took us that long to actually utilize that.
Yes. So starting next week, we'll be making our picks and kicking that game off here. So, all right.
Also, Jim Johnson, your $10 check is in the mail.
Yes, on the way. All right, boys, let's have some fun. Hit that game show music, Primo. It's time to play Last Man Standing.
Yes.
God, I love that game show music. Just gets me hyped.
Classic. Timeless.
Good stuff. All right, boys. Last man standing. You know how it works. I'm going to give you guys a category. You guys will alternate back and forth, naming as many in this category as possible. Today's category, boys. Who won last, by the way?
I've never won this.
Okay, so AJ gets
I am currently undefeated at Last Man Standing.
Okay. This is AJ's game here. All right, here we go. So today's category is former NXT World Champions, men. Okay. I'm gonna give you guys one clue. There's only been 20.
I can go fucking in order for this. This is easy.
There's only been 20. AJ, what's the first one?
Bo Dallas.
He was the third, correct?
Seth Rollins.
He was the first, correct?
Big E.
He was the second. Primo.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, seventh. AJ.
Samoa Joe.
Primo.
Bobby Roode.
Ooh, very nice. Number 10.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Number 9. Primo.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Number 14. Very nice.
Let's go Braun Breaker.
AJ and Braun Breaker. I think his first reign was like 19th, but.
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
Ah, very good.
Very good, Primo. AJ?
Karrion Kross.
Very good. Primo.
Adam Cole, baby.
AJ.
Drew McIntyre.
Primo. Getting interesting here.
We're getting in the weeds.
There's only 7 to go. 7 remaining.
Kevin Owens.
Correct. AJ.
Sami Zayn.
Correct. Primo.
Oh, fuck. I didn't think he was one.
5 left.
Okay.
Five seconds. All right, hint. All of them are in AEW but one. 5 seconds. All right, AJ. You want to rattle them off, the rest of them?
I don't know if I can, actually. Let's see.
Give it a shot.
Okay.
Primo,
so
you come up with one yet?
Johnny Gargano was not one.
Johnny Gargano was one.
That was gonna be my next one. Yeah,
that was gonna be my guess, but I didn't think he was one.
There's 4 left. Anybody got him? Who
am I missing? Setsumo Joe.
I'm gonna give you one just because I want to say it. El Idolo!
Andrade.
There's only 3 remaining now. They're all in AEW, boys.
Who is not Kyle O'Reilly.
He just won a belt. One of them just won a belt. Pac, Neville.
Yeah, Pac.
That was one.
One
of them leads a house.
Aleister
I forgot
Black.
he was one. Yeah.
Aleister Black.
And last one is the Limitless one.
Oh, Keith Lee, because he was North American champion and NXT champion. I knew that.
Congratulations, AJ. You stay undefeated, sir. Man. Last man standing once again.
That was a good one.
Very good. Nice.
I drew blanks on those last ones.
I thought y'all would do good with that. So that's impressive.
Yeah. See, the thing is I wanted to say Gargano, but I was like, could not remember if he got it. But it's like, okay.
Right. All right, AJ, the last man standing champ. It's time to close the show, sir.
You're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast. And I'm the King of Catterday. And it's Gary fucking J.
Before I was so rudely interrupted there by... I guess I interrupted Gary J.
The King of Catterday?
So I apologize, Gary J. profusely.
J.
So, watch us every Wednesday on YouTube, right here, generally around, 6:37-ish Central Standard Time. Also, we catch us on all the platforms, Spotify, YouTube. I already said YouTube. See, this is why I'm bad at this. Spotify, Google, blah, 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 Apple Podcasts, all the good ones. Please leave us a 5-star review if you love us. If you hate us, also leave us a 5-star review. Just lie to the podcast platforms and tell them you love us.
Lie to the robots.
Also, catch us at 6:15 every Friday, right before the
number 1
Thomas Price Show.
Swerve.
On SportzWire Online Radio. Also, we have merch, if you should feel so inclined, including pancakes versus waffles. We want to know what you think.
Yep.
At tpublic.com.
I got on here.
Oh yeah, I need to get myself a pocket one.
I think Corn Boy will be a waffles guy.
No, probably. But buy all these shirts at tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. That's what I have to say.
All right, Primo, gather in your peeps. It's time for the preview of next week, sir.
Come on in, Primo's peeps. Have a seat next to the campfire. It's time for your 3-time champion to tell you all about next week.
Champion.
So, AJ and DB will give us the rundown. You know, like that movie with The Rock and Sean William Scott.
That movie's great, man.
It is. That's probably my favorite Rock movie, honestly.
Yeah. That's why I've never really...
Lightning. Yep. So he'll give us the rundown from the Big Zawa show this Saturday. We dive into another one of my picks for the month of July with our boy Kurt Angle versus Shane O'Mac with their match at King of the Ring 2001. Promo School returns with a promo from Cody. And lastly, next week we speak with the Midwest-based pro wrestler trained at the Black and Brave Wrestling School seen in AAW, SCW, but mostly the most over man in Iron Spirit Pro Wrestling, and joining us just days before the huge Iron Spirit Pro show on July 16th is none other than, and you guys know I'd like to say, none other than, when I introduce someone, Corn Boy!
Why are you calling yourself out like that, Primo?
Thanks for downloading and subscribing. We really do appreciate it. You can all resume what you were doing.
Back to your regular scheduled programs,
Right.
people. Sit Down Mark's podcast is over. You guys got anything here for AJ? You and I are heading to Sterling this weekend, man. Looking forward to going down there Saturday. Going to be a big show. Come see us. Come hang out.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Get a sticker. Put it on a pole.
That's right. Put it on the pole so people will see it later.
Stripper pole in your bedroom.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, AJ. That was a fun one, boys. Take us home.
Grab none other than them cakes.
Them cakes.
That's what you do.
So people that already have T-shirts need to stop messaging us. I need somebody that don't have a T-shirt. Or this joke is about to be old. It's about to be 3 or 4 pods old now.
I don't think this joke will ever be old.
That's hilarious.
People are messaging me that already. I'm like, you already have a T-shirt. No, you can't have another one. Somebody that don't have a T-shirt.
Greedy
Message me.
fuckers.
Anybody.